Oh God. Hi guys. I don't know where to start with this video. So this is a bit harder than I thought. I lost my auntie on Saturday. Just gone. And she's my godmother. And I've never had like an immediate death. Well, I have, like, my nan passed, you guys know, like 2019, but I feel like I haven't got over it, but I've managed to accept her death, and I'm actually happy that she died when she did and how she did, because she died just before the pandemic. And I would have hated to have lost her like that, because she wouldn't have been able to have the funeral that she wanted. She was able to like get buried back in Barbados like she wanted, and everything just was how she wanted it, how she would have wanted it, you know. So I was happy. And besides, she's older, innit? So she might not have lived her life. You know, for my auntie, she was only 51, and she's just like, it really has knocked me for six. I can't lie. I'm much better than I have been over the last couple of days. I think it's important that I share aspects like this of my life, because my channel is I'm quite vulnerable on my channel, and I don't want to leave things out that are really important, because it's videos like these that really, I know that can help somebody as well. Things I've been doing to take my mind off the fact is just been distracting myself. I've not been on social media at all. I took off the notifications, everything. Just been made music. I've been watching show after show after show after show after show, cleaning. Oh God, I've been distracting myself, but I'm okay. I'm starting to settle with the fact that it is true. So, you know, one thing I do want to tell people is allow yourself to feel. And that's one thing I usually allow myself to feel, and I always analyze, I always think, but I never allow myself to be still. And it's very important that you allow yourself to be still and actually able to process everything that's happening. I just felt like it was better for me. I've never really allowed myself to be still. Even if I know something bad has happened, I just find ways to overcome things, you know. But like this time, oh Lord, I've never felt anything like it. It's a hard one. It's really hard. But one thing about my auntie that I want to relate to you guys, if you care to listen, because you know me, I can chat, is my auntie was thick. She was a thick woman. Thick. She wasn't fat, but she was thick. And one thing I loved about her was her confidence. Like, no one could tell her nothing. This woman would have her boob tube. She always had a boob tube or a tank top. She used to love it. She loved the white as well. So it was like a boob tube or a tank top. And one of those tops that go like this. I don't know what they're called. Halter neck. Something like this. Yeah, like this. And proper like this. And then she'd have a mini skirt, and she would always have like a long cardigan or something. That's if it was really chilly, but if not, she wouldn't care. She then had a sarong, and she would tie the sarong down. Then her heels used to be banging. I used to love her. She used to wear these heels. She used to wear these wedged heels, and they used to tie up. They were sexy though, like not normal these old people wedge. These were sexy wedge, and they're tied up all like up until the leg. And she would go everywhere like that, and she did not give a fuck about nothing, nobody, anybody. She was so confident. She had stretch marks, but they were so beautiful because I never saw anything wrong. You could never fault her because her confidence, like, oh, you know, one thing I'm going to take from her is that there's so much power in you owning you in all your glory. And I've really spoken about stuff like this, but it's from a different place now because it's just made me realize how amazing she really was. And I did not realize that. I've always loved my auntie. Like, ugh, she always made me excited, even as an adult. Every time I see her, I want to pat, you know, a child. But she owned and she was herself unapologetically. And no matter what she went through, she never had the best luck with men either. Ugh, there was one annoying man that he would never leave her house. But she always was composed. And she always would put her head high. And she would just always walk with such pride. It's so funny because when you're a child, you notice little things. So sometimes I would look and be like, Auntie. But you don't really know the magnitude of how powerful that is. There is so much power in you owning who you are. You know, you living in your truth, you walking in your truth. There's just so much power in it. And I go about my business every day and I never think about it, to be honest. This is what it is. I wear what I want when I want. And I do things that I wear what makes me feel sexy. Whereas before, I used to do things for what I would thought people would find attractive from me. Like what would make people attracted to me. But now, as an adult, like, I'm gonna give two fucks. What you like, what you don't like, what you do, what you don't. I couldn't care. And that was my auntie. Because that confidence is definitely something I inhibit. How I see her, how I saw her, you know. She just didn't give a fuck about anything. And it's so funny because that's the way people describe me. And I never relate to it. I'm like, oh, please, no, I don't. But it's true, I'm the same, but I don't care, you know. And I always wondered where it come from. I always just thought it was just me, but it was you, Auntie Pat. I have to give my mum some credit as well. She was a little fox back in that day, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you guys, there's no meaning to this video. I felt like YouTube is very therapeutic, you know. Making videos is very therapeutic. I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to have random questions. I don't have to be in conversation about it. I can just talk and not hear anything back. And I like that. So, I just want you guys to own your power. Own your truth, you know. Because there's so much power in you being you. You're not a mistake. There's something that someone admires about you. And it's so funny because in my most insecure days, I would never, people would say stuff like that. Ugh, yeah, what can someone like about me? I can't get a man, I can't do this, I look like this, I have this, no, I haven't got this, I'm not here, and it's like we put so much emphasis on things that don't matter because now she's dead. Oh, God. She is. And if I died, what would be the significance of anything that I put myself down about? We focus so much when we're alive on the wrong things. We induce ourselves with these thoughts. Social media, it makes you feel, there's so much things in this life that make you feel like you're not good enough. So much people come into your life and make you feel like you're not good enough. Things don't happen, things don't work, you don't get this, you don't do that, you feel like by this age you should have achieved this, you should have done that. Who set the rules for all these things? Because when you die, all these worries that you had, all these insecurities that you had, all these tears that you cried, all the times that we allowed people to take up all this time in our lives when they had no purpose for us in the first place, but to take advantage and to use and abuse us. All the times we put ourselves down, all the times we didn't chase the things that was in our hearts to chase. Instead, we tried to impress our parents and people around us instead of doing things that was conducive to us. When you die, how does any of that matter? Yeah, look at her. She lived. Then I think of the bad stuff as well. I remember how confident she was. I can't allow any more negative to keep taking up my life. Because we don't know when we're going. And I'll be so fucking pissed off in my spirit if I allowed someone to take up unnecessary time in my life that didn't contribute to my happiness. You live in your life, you live in your best life for yourself, putting yourself forward, doing everything that contributes to your happiness. I'm gonna have to say this in every video. Is what really matters. I spent a lot of time putting myself down, you know, not feeling like I was good enough, giving so much credit to people that I can't even remember half their names now, for me feeling the way I did, for allowing myself to feel the way I did. And if I was to die, how would any of that matter? It's not about always being someone's regret and teaching people's lesson. What about the lessons we need to learn for ourselves? What about the lives that we are here to live for ourselves? It's important that you live this life and you live in your power and you embrace your power, which is you. You're fine, you're perfect just the way you are, you know? Because that's what will be remembered. You being confident, you doing the things you wanted to do, you living your life, picking yourself up from these stupid situations, and you continuing to move forward because you know that you could only go forward. It's important. It's so important. Really do think about things that don't matter, man. Because how does any of that relate to us when we're not here anymore? So much time trying to impress some people and trying to live up to society's. You really have to just live this life for yourself. I don't know if this video is making any sense, like I always say, but I feel better being able to speak. I feel so good. Yeah. She was amazing, man.